What's up, guys? It's Alex with Fig Creek Farms. I think this is the video that most people have been asking about and waiting on. So I figured I'd, try to throw it together as quick as I could and throw it up on YouTube real fast. So how did I build a Bardominium for under $100,000? And when I say under $100,000, I don't mean like $99,995. I am probably, with 98% confidence, I can say we're in this place for less than $70,000 right now. These are my notes, so I don't forget or leave anything out. But so I want to preface all this before I get into the details and the numbers and how we did it, with our why we did it, because you got to have a why. So we sold our house in December of 2020, over here on the other side of town, and we wanted to build on family land, which had been, our end goal anyway. So we were going to go ahead and do it. We sold our house. We had originally got a quote for a floor plan that we liked and that we were going to build. It was like August or September of 2020, and we were like, okay, let's move forward with that. That sounds good. Well, it took till December for us to get the house ready, get it sold, get under contract and due diligence and all that mess. It was like December 20th before we got all that done. After we got it sold, we went back to the same builder. Price went up like $150,000, and I'm like, it was right on the brink before. Like, I don't want to do that and be, tied to a $2,500, $3,000 a month mortgage payment. I don't want to do that. Our old house was like $700 a month, and yeah, it was cheap. But you build a nice new house, of course it's going to go up, but just, freedom and flexibility, that don't help. So we were like, well, what are we going to do? We got to have a place to live. We thought about buying a camper. We got 3 dogs. That would have been mass chaos. So, kind of put that on the back burner as an idea. I thought about buying a single wide, putting it out on the same plot of property. And one day my wife was like, you're going to build a detached garage or a building, to park your tractor in and whatever. Why don't we just go ahead and do that? We'll, as cheaply as we can, we'll finish the inside. We'll just live in that for a year until prices go down. Well, as we all know, prices, they went down, but they didn't go back where they were. So I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. That's a fantastic idea. So we got started. This plot of land was originally my great-grandmother's, and there was a house on it, and it was falling in. When they bought the house back in the 50s, it wasn't in the best of shape, but it wasn't worth salvaging. So we bulldozed it, had the lot cleared, had the pad leveled. All that was about $6,500. And let's see, I'll turn you around. So the house was over in this area. That's my side yard now. But we had the pad leveled, everything cleared. All in for that was about $6,500, and I'm really close right now because I'm trying to stay in the shade, but I'll get a better view in just a minute. So had all that done, had the concrete poured. That was about $5,000. It's a 30 by 36 pad. For the lumber, and this is where I saved a bunch of money on the lumber. I went back in these woods. I cut 5 poplar trees, and I hauled them to a local Amish guy who has a mill in his front yard. He milled the lumber for me. He actually had to supplement with a couple more trees that he bought. He milled all that. I went and picked it up, brought it out here. He charged me $1,100 for the labor for milling and the extra trees that he bought. He is also the guy who built it. So I had the trusses made. I believe they're a 412 pitch, if I remember correctly. I got about $3,000 in the trusses. Got all that delivered. Had the lumber out here. The Amish guys came out. There were 2 of them, except for the one day that they hung the trusses, there was a third. They put it up in 7 working days and charged me $4,500 labor. They didn't do the metal. They did the framing. They sheathed the outside, and then they put the house wrap on it. I bought the metal. I did most of the metal myself until we got up to the top of the gables, and I didn't like being in the bucket of the tractor that high, so I got a contractor who's done a lot of work for me. He finished the tops of the gables. I got about $3,000 in the metal, and then he charged less than $1,000 to put it all up, what he'd put up. The septic runs, that's the yard hydrant right there. Right behind that is where our septic comes out, the line comes out, and it runs out here. I had the septic installed, the tank. He dug the hole, he installed it, he did the drain field and all that. $6,500. He would not hook it up, which was fine. The way we had to do things. I dug the trench myself and hooked it up myself. So I'm about, all in with the septic, $6,500 in that. As far as the electrical inside, I pulled the wire myself. I had a family member who's a licensed electrician, came out, made sure everything looked good. I had $1,000, less than $1,000 in his labor. The wire wasn't cheap for wire, it is what it is, but it wasn't, I don't know, I'd say $1,500 maybe in all the wire to pull all the electricity through the house. We did mini splits for HVAC. Originally, the 30 by 36 pad, we did one mini split. It's a 36,000 BTU. It was about $3,500. Another buddy of mine who was licensed HVAC at the time came out, and he helped me make sure everything was ran correctly. All the electrical looked good. He set it up for me. He charged about $500 to do that. Lo and behold, August of 2022, we find out wife's having twins. So this section back here where you see the line in the metal, that small portion right there where the metal's shorter, that used to be the back porch. We closed that in, so it's 10 foot deep and it's 36 foot long, the width of the house. So we closed that in. Part of it's a storage room, part of it is a nursery. The nursery's about 10 foot deep by, I want to say, maybe 18 foot of that. Then there's a little hallway. You'll see all this when I do the inside tour in just a minute. And then the storage room is about a 10 by 10, and I framed up some shelves in there. Let's see. So we closed in that back porch. We had that pad poured separately, and it was about another $1,000. Then we closed in the back porch, had the new back porch built on, all in for both of those, including concrete. I'm about $8,500. And some of that was contracted out. The electrical for that back section was contracted out. The framing for the new porch, and the framing for the walls on the closed-in section, that was contracted out as well. The vast majority of that back there was contracted out, and I'm less than $10,000 in all of that back there. Let's see, what else am I missing? The water line. So our local municipality, we're outside of the city limits. Our local municipality, they own the water rights to this area, so they ran their pipes out here. So we've got city water. They charge their fee for us to hook up. That's the road, just, you know, this side of that roof. That's the neighbor over there. So they hooked up. I dug the trench, and we put the yard hydrant right there. There's a little splitter valve underground, so part of it comes up to the yard hydrant, part of it comes up inside the house through that little rabbit box right there. One thing I do want to add is the mini split units. They are fantastic for cooling. They're great. They cool really well in the summer. You know, we're in the foothills of the mountains. It's consistently in the 90s here during the summer, June, July, and August. It's humid, it's hot. The mini splits cool really well, and the sun's at a bad angle, but I'll do what I can with showing y'all what it looks like from the front. The wintertime, they work a lot harder to heat than they do to cool. So my advice to anybody doing what we did would be to add supplemental heat, that's what I'm going to do. Probably buy a 100-gallon propane tank, and I'm going to build up like a fake looking fireplace, or it's going to look real, but it's a fake fireplace on the inside, and put in ventless gas logs just as a supplemental heat source for the wintertime. I'll keep going around. You can kind of see, so those garage doors were custom built. They're 10 by 10, they're insulated. Got about $6,000 in those probably. And I will walk on around to the back so we can see from that side. So here's my back porch. It's 10 foot deep, 36 feet long. You know, we got a little setup back here. Got my power rack, folding power rack over there. We just couldn't, after we closed in the porch to build the nursery, we just couldn't, we decided we couldn't do without a porch. You know, I'm still doing some, see where we've still got the post standing up. I'm still building steps right there, but we couldn't do without a porch, so we just went ahead and had that done while we were doing the while we were closing in the other porch to make the nursery and the storage room. That was a pretty good slope right there. I took the tractor and I built those boards up, and I filled that in with dirt myself, and then I had the concrete poured on top of it. I think it was about $1,000. But yeah, if you guys got questions on what we did on the outside, or if you've seen anything that, you know, maybe I missed, you got a question about, you know, leave a comment, and I'll do my best to answer it. But we'll move on to the inside. One thing I do want to preface or kind of go over is, you know, we're in this for $65,000-ish. Is it fancy? No. Do we have custom granite countertops? No. Do we have custom built cabinets? No. But it's all you need, and you know, that was the goal of everything. So here's what we're working with. Like I said, all the plumbing, everything comes in on this wall right here. All these cabinets, IKEA. I'm not going to get a lot into how we finished on the inside. That if there's a lot of interest and questions, y'all let me know in the comments. I'll do another video on how we did all that stuff. One thing I did want to point out was, this is our island. It is a Husky toolbox, and I thought it was just like a fantastic idea, and it turned out even better than I thought, because it's just, there's so much storage. You can put so much stuff in there. So as far as construction, we just did metal ceilings. That is our bathroom there, the black wall, 12-foot ceilings. Like I said, trusses are 4 foot on center, I believe. And you know, we just got it laid out like a, we're packing for a trip over here, so I'm not going to go over there. But that's where the bed is. We just got it laid out like a studio apartment. head on back here. This is the hallway I was talking about. Nursery, storage room, and then out the back door. And yeah, I took this section of the video is probably 3 or 4 hours later, so it is dark outside. But we plan on doing this type of finish in the main part, because right now it's just OSB, and the wife's not happy with it. That is the second mini split we put for the girls' room. It only does this room. It actually does pretty good in getting the storage room across the hallway as well. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else you guys want to know, leave a comment, ask a question. If there's a bunch of questions about the same thing, I'll do another video and explain in detail whatever that is. So anyway, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys later.